Welcome to my channel. It is so good to have you here today. Let us talk about a truth that might hurt a little. You have spent years studying grammar rules. You have watched countless videos online. You have memorized long lists of vocabulary words. Yet when someone asks you a simple question in public, your mind goes completely blank. Your mouth feels like it is glued shut. You freeze and your heart starts racing. Why does this happen? It happens because you have been fed a massive lie. You have been told that you need to be perfect before you can open your mouth. You believe that if you just study one more book or learn one more complex tense, you will suddenly become fluent. But that is not how languages work in the real world. Fluency is not about being perfect. Fluency is messy. It is full of broken words, weird pauses, and silly mistakes. Real fluency only comes when you decide to speak anyway, even when your grammar is a complete disaster. It is about using the simple words you already know to connect with another human being. Today, we are going to change how you look at English forever. We are going to stop waiting for a perfect moment that will never come, and we are going to start speaking right now. Part 1. The Trap of Waiting for Perfect. Let us look at the massive trap that almost every English learner falls into. It is the trap of waiting. You tell yourself a very dangerous lie every single day. You say that you will start speaking when your grammar is better. You say you will start speaking when you learn 500 more words. You say you will start speaking when you feel completely ready and confident. This is a massive illusion. You are waiting for a magical day that will never arrive. Think about it. How many books have you bought? How many language learning apps have you downloaded onto your phone? You spend hours studying rules. You fill notebooks with vocabulary lists, yet your English stays locked inside your head. When the moment comes to actually speak, you freeze. You tell yourself that you are just not ready yet. You decide to study more. You go back to the books. You download another app. You watch more videos. This is an endless cycle that leads to nowhere. You must understand one simple truth about how your brain works. Action always comes before the feeling. You do not get confident first and then start speaking. That is completely backwards. It is like saying you will get into the swimming pool only after you learn how to swim. It is impossible. You must get into the water first. You must splash around. You must feel uncomfortable. Only then do you learn to swim. Speaking English is exactly the same. You must open your mouth and speak first. The confidence only comes after you take action. When you speak, even with broken words, your brain realizes that you did not die. It realizes that nothing terrible happened. That is how your brain builds confidence. Each time you speak, the fear gets a little smaller. Each time you speak, your comfort level grows. Many people think they are stuck because they lack talent. They think they do not have the right brain for languages. But the real problem is just silence. Silence is the ultimate killer of fluency. You can study for 10 years in a classroom. You can pass every grammar test with perfect scores. But if you never speak, you will never become fluent. Your vocal cords and your mouth muscles need physical practice. They need to get used to making new sounds. Your brain needs to practice finding words quickly under pressure. None of this can happen while you sit silently in your room reading a textbook. You are treating English like a history lesson or a math equation. But English is not a school subject. It is a physical skill, just like playing the guitar or riding a bicycle. You cannot learn to ride a bicycle by reading a manual. You have to get on the seat and pedal. You will wobble. You might even fall down. But that is the only way to learn. Stop waiting for your English to become perfect before you use it. Perfect English does not exist. Even native speakers make mistakes. They stumble over words. They use incorrect grammar. Yet they do not stop talking. Why should you? Your goal is not to be a perfect talking robot. Your goal is to share your thoughts with other people. If you know only 10 simple English words, use those 10 words today. If you can only make 3-word sentences, speak those sentences with pride. Do not let your ego keep you silent. It is much better to speak broken, simple English than to stay perfectly silent. Silence teaches your brain to be afraid. Speaking teaches your brain to be brave. It is time to break the cycle of waiting. Throw away the idea of the perfect moment. The only moment you have is right now. Open your mouth and let the words come out, no matter how messy they are. Part 2. The magic of tiny sentences. Let us look at how we actually start speaking. Many people fail because they try to climb the mountain in one giant leap. They think that speaking English means giving a long speech. They think they need to use big, fancy words to sound smart. They think they must speak fast like a movie star. But this is a massive mistake. Fluency does not start with long paragraphs. It does not start with complex debates. Fluency starts with tiny sentences. Think about how a child learns their first language. A little child does not open their mouth and speak in perfect complex sentences. They do not worry about grammar rules or difficult words. They start with one single word. They point at a toy and say, dog. They point at a cup and say, water. They make mistakes constantly. They say words wrong. They mix up the order. But they do not care. They have absolutely no ego. They do not sit in the corner feeling embarrassed because their pronunciation was wrong. They just want to get their point across. They want that toy. They want that cup of water. So they use the tiny words they have. Slowly, those single words become 2-word phrases. Then those phrases become simple sentences. Over time, they become fluent speakers. It is a natural, beautiful process. But as adults, we let our ego get in the way. We are terrified of looking foolish. We want to sound highly intelligent from the very first day. If we cannot say something perfectly, we prefer to say nothing at all. We hide behind our silence. We think that if we use simple words, people will think we are not smart. This is a huge trap. Your ego is keeping you silent, and silence is your greatest enemy. Let us make a clear comparison. Imagine 2 different English learners. The first learner knows thousands of advanced words. They know all the complex grammar rules, but they are terrified of making a mistake. So they stay completely silent. They never speak to anyone. The second learner only knows 50 simple words. They do not know complex tenses, but they use those 50 words every single day. They say things like, I am tired. This food is good. I want tea. I go to work. Who is making more progress? The second learner is winning. They are training their mouth muscles. They are teaching their brain to connect thoughts with physical speech. They are building a habit. The first learner is building nothing but fear. Simple English is always better than perfect silence. Silence builds absolutely nothing. You must give yourself permission to speak simple English. You do not need to sound like a professor. Start with the absolute basics. Look at the things around you right now. Use the simplest sentences possible. Say to yourself, I am sitting down. The room is quiet. I have a phone. I want to learn. These sentences might seem too easy. You might think they are too childish to be useful, but they are incredibly powerful. When you speak these small sentences, you are building a bridge in your brain. You are training your mind to stop translating. You are making your tongue comfortable with the sounds of English. Think of these tiny sentences as building blocks. You cannot build a house without starting with a single brick. You cannot write a book without starting with a single letter. Every time you say a simple sentence, you are laying down one more brick. If you only know 10 sentences, say those 10 sentences over and over. Say them when you wake up. Say them when you eat. Say them when you walk down the street. Do not worry about being boring. Do not worry about sounding basic. Simple English is the solid foundation of fluent English. When you accept this, a huge weight lifts off your shoulders. You no longer have the pressure to be perfect. You do not have to search for difficult vocabulary in your head. You can just use the easy words you already know. You can say, "Today is a good day." I am happy. I need some water. I want to try. These words are short. They are easy to remember. They are easy to say. And, most importantly, they get the job done. They allow you to communicate. Once your brain gets comfortable with these small steps, the longer sentences will come naturally. But you must start small. You must value the power of tiny sentences. Part 3. Narrating your daily life. Think about where English actually lives. It does not live in a heavy textbook. It does not live on a school blackboard. It lives in your kitchen. It lives in your living room. It lives on the street where you walk every day. Many people make a big mistake. They treat English like a special guest. They only invite it out during study time. They open a grammar book for 30 minutes. They study some hard rules. Then they close the book. English disappears for the rest of the day. They go back to their normal life. They speak their native language. They think in their native language. This is why progress is so slow. You cannot learn to speak by keeping English in a box. You must let it enter your real life. You need to start narrating your day. Think of yourself as a movie director. You are describing your own life as it happens. You do not need a partner for this. You do not need a teacher to watch you. You only need your own voice. Let us walk through a normal morning together. Imagine you just opened your eyes. The sun is coming through the window. Do not lie there in silence. Speak your thoughts out loud. Say to yourself, "I am awake." It is 7 in the morning. I feel a bit sleepy, but I must get up. I am throwing off the blanket. My feet are touching the cold floor. This is simple. It is real. It is happening right now. Next, you walk to the kitchen. You want to make some coffee. Describe every single step. Say, "I am walking to the kitchen. I am holding the kettle. I am filling it with water. Now I put it on the stove. I hear the water boiling. I am pouring the hot water into my cup. The smell of the coffee is wonderful. I am taking a sip. It is very hot." Look at what you just did. You did not use any advanced vocabulary. You did not use complex grammar rules, but you just spoke 10 English sentences. You connected the English language with a real physical action. This is how true learning happens. Your brain starts to connect the word cup with the actual physical cup in your hand. It connects the word hot with the actual heat on your tongue. This is much more powerful than looking at a picture of a cup in a book. Now you need to get ready for work. You walk to your closet. Keep talking. Say, I am opening my closet. What should I wear today? I will choose this blue shirt. I am putting on my shoes. My shoes are black. I need my keys. Where are my keys? Ah, they are on the table. I have my keys now. I am opening the front door. I am stepping outside. You walk down the street. The world is full of things to describe. Say, the weather is nice today. The sky is blue. The street is very busy. I see a red car. I see a tall tree. People are walking fast to the bus station. I am walking to the bus station too. Do you see how easy this is? You are not talking about complex political issues. You are not talking about deep scientific theories. You are talking about your life. You are talking about the things you can see and touch. Some people might think this is too simple. They think it is a waste of time. They want to talk about big ideas first. They want to discuss global economics or philosophy. But here is the hard truth. If you cannot describe your breakfast in English, you cannot talk about big ideas. If you cannot explain how you put on your shoes, you cannot explain a complex business plan. You must master the simple things first. Most human conversations are actually very boring. Think about what you say to your friends in your native language. You do not talk about philosophy all day. You talk about what you ate. You talk about how tired you are. You talk about your plans for the weekend. You talk about the weather. This is 90% of real-life communication. By narrating your daily life, you are preparing yourself for real conversations. You are learning the exact words you need every day. You are not learning useless words that you will never use. You are learning words like keys, door, coffee, street, and tired. These are the words that build real fluency. So make a promise to yourself today. Stop keeping English in your notebook. Bring it into your kitchen. Bring it into your bathroom. Speak when you are washing your face. Speak when you are cooking dinner. Speak when you are cleaning your room. Say, I am washing my hands. The water is warm. I am cleaning the table. I am cooking some rice. This food smells delicious. The more you connect English with your daily actions, the more natural it becomes. It stops being a foreign language. It starts being your language. It becomes a part of who you are. Your brain will stop fighting it. It will start accepting it. And that is when the magic really begins. Part 4. Why mistakes are your best friends. Why are we so terrified of making mistakes? It is not because we are lazy. It is because we are human. We want to protect our ego. We hate the feeling of looking foolish. When you make a mistake in English, you feel like everyone is staring at you. You feel small. You think they are judging your intelligence. But let us look at this closely. Why do we care so much about what a stranger thinks? That person on the bus or at the shop does not know your story. They do not know how hard you have worked. Yet we let their potential judgment keep us totally silent. We choose to stay quiet and protect our pride instead of speaking and growing. This is a tragedy. You are trading your future fluency for a few seconds of comfortable silence. But comfort is where dreams go to die. We need to change how we look at mistakes. A mistake is not a sign of failure. It is actually proof that you are trying. It means your brain is working hard to build new connections. If you never make mistakes, you are not learning anything new. You are just staying in your safe zone. Every single fluent speaker you hear today was once a beginner who made terrible mistakes. They stumbled. They said the wrong words. They used the wrong tenses, but they did not stop. They understood that mistakes are the price of admission for fluency. You cannot get the prize without paying the price. So stop feeling ashamed when you mess up. Be proud of it. A mistake means you are in the game. It means you are not sitting on the sidelines watching others succeed. Let us talk about what communication actually is. It is not a grammar test. It is not a spelling bee. Communication is just moving an idea from your head into someone else's head. That is all. If you can do that, you have won. It does not matter if your grammar was messy. Imagine you are in a foreign country and you are extremely thirsty. You see a shop. You do not need to say a perfect sentence. You do not need to say, "Excuse me, could you please provide me with a bottle of cold mineral water?" No, you can just walk in, point, and say, "Water, please." The shopkeeper understands you. They give you the water. You drink it. You are no longer thirsty. That is 100% successful communication. The grammar did not matter. The pronunciation did not matter. The connection happened. That is what you must focus on. What happens when you forget a specific word? Most learners panic. They stop speaking completely and apologize. But you do not need to do that. You can use simple words to describe what you mean. This is a secret skill that even advanced speakers use. For example, if you forget the word calculator, do not freeze. Just call it a small machine for numbers. If you forget the word umbrella, do not stay silent. Say it is the thing we use when it rains. If you forget the word kitchen, say it is the room where we cook food. This is not bad English. This is actually highly creative and effective communication. It keeps the conversation going. It shows that you are in control. It keeps your brain active and prevents the panic from taking over. Most people are much kinder than you think. They are not waiting for you to make a mistake so they can laugh at you. In fact, most people want you to succeed. They appreciate that you are trying to speak their language. Think about how you feel when a foreigner tries to speak your native language. Do you laugh at them? Do you think they are stupid because they made a grammatical error? Of course not. You feel warm toward them. You try to help them. You respect their effort. Other people feel the exact same way about you. And even if someone does laugh at you, that is their problem, not yours. Their laughter says everything about their bad character and nothing about your ability. Do not let rude people control your future. Keep your eyes on your goal. Keep speaking. Keep making beautiful, messy mistakes. That is the only way to reach the other side. Part 5. Rewiring your brain to stop translating. There is an invisible wall that slows you down. This wall is mental translation. When someone speaks to you in English, what happens inside your head? First, you hear the English words. Then, your brain translates those words into your native language. Next, you think of an answer in your native language. Finally, you translate that answer back into English. Only then do you try to speak. This is an exhausting process. It is like running a race while carrying a heavy backpack. You are trying to do two difficult jobs at the exact same time. You are trying to think and you are trying to translate. No wonder you feel tired. No wonder you get stuck. No wonder there are long, awkward pauses in your conversations. Your brain is working overtime. It is like a massive traffic jam inside your head. The thoughts are blocked. You do not have a grammar problem. You do not have a vocabulary problem. You have a translation problem. If you want to speak naturally, you must stop translating. You must train your brain to think directly in English. This sounds difficult. You might think it is only for advanced speakers, but that is not true. You can start training your brain today. You do not need to think complex thoughts. You only need to think simple thoughts. Try a simple mental exercise. Look around you right now. Do not look for a sentence. Just look at objects. If you see a book, do not think of the word in your native language. Force your brain to see the object and say the word book in your mind. Do not translate. Connect the physical object directly with the English word. Look at a cup and think cup. Look at a tree and think tree. Look at the sky and think sky. This is the first step of rewiring your brain. You are cutting out the middleman. The middleman is your native language. You want to build a direct road from your eyes to your English mind. Once you can do this with single words, move to simple thoughts. When you feel hungry, do not think about hunger in your native language. Think to yourself, I am hungry. When you feel cold, think, it is cold. When you see a beautiful flower, think, that is beautiful. These are tiny mental steps, but they are incredibly powerful. You are teaching your brain that English is not a foreign code to crack. You are teaching your brain that English is a direct way to describe your reality. You can also use English as your inner voice. We all talk to ourselves inside our heads. We think about our plans. We complain when we are tired. We cheer ourselves up when we feel lazy. Start doing this in English. Imagine you are lying in bed. You feel very lazy. You do not want to get up. Your inner voice usually speaks in your native language. Change that voice to English. Tell yourself, get up. Do not waste time. You can do this. Today is a new day. Let us start. When you feel nervous about a task, use English to calm yourself down. Think, it is okay. I will do my best. I am learning. I am getting better. This is not just language practice. This is mindset training. You are connecting English with your real emotions. You are using it to guide your actions. When you do this, English stops being a school subject. It becomes a natural part of your mind. Do not try to think in long, complicated paragraphs. That will only make you feel frustrated. If you try to think about complex topics, your brain will get tired. It will go back to your native language. Keep it very simple. One sentence is enough. 2 sentences are great. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you have never lifted weights, you cannot lift a heavy bar on day 1. You start with small weights. You lift them every day. Slowly, your muscle gets stronger. Thinking in English is the exact same. In the beginning, it will feel strange. Your brain will want to translate. It is used to the old way. But you must persist. If you catch yourself translating, do not get angry. Just gently stop. Reset your mind. Try to say the thought simply in English. Think about a daily example. Imagine you are making tea. Do not make tea in silence. Think in English. I am making tea. I need water. I need a cup. The water is hot. The tea is ready. You are not translating. You are experiencing the moment directly in English. This is how you build speed. This is how you stop getting stuck. When you stop translating, your speech becomes faster. Your answers become natural. You do not have to search for words anymore. They just appear. So start today. Stop translating. Start thinking. Start simple. Connect your eyes, your actions, and your emotions directly with English. It is a slow process, but it is the only way to true fluency. Part 6. The weird art of talking to yourself. Let us talk about the most common excuse in the world. You probably say it all the time. You say you do not have anyone to talk to. You say your friends do not speak English. You say you live in a place where everyone speaks your native language. You believe that you need a speaking partner to start. This is a very comfortable excuse. It allows you to stay silent. It gives you a reason to do nothing. But it is completely false. You do not need another person to start speaking English. You only need yourself. You must learn the weird art of talking to yourself. Yes, it sounds crazy. It feels very strange at first. You might think that only crazy people talk to themselves in empty rooms. But this is actually the secret weapon of the best language learners. Self-talk is the ultimate playground for your mind. It is a safe space with zero pressure. Think about what happens when you try to speak to a real person. You feel nervous. Your heart beats fast. You worry about their reaction. You wonder if they are judging your accent. Because of this pressure, your brain freezes. But when you talk to yourself, all that fear disappears. There is nobody there to judge you. There is no one to laugh at your mistakes. You can speak as slowly as you want. You can stop. You can repeat a sentence 10 times. You can correct your own errors. You are in total control. But how do you actually do this without feeling ridiculous? You start by acknowledging the awkwardness. Yes, it will feel silly. You will stand in your room and feel like a fool. That is completely normal. Accept it. Laugh at yourself. Then do it anyway. One of the best ways to start is the mirror method. Walk up to your bathroom mirror. Look at your own eyes. Now start talking. Do not just think the words. You must speak them out loud. Your vocal cords must vibrate. Your tongue must move. Say something simple. Tell your reflection about your goals. Say, I am going to master this language. I am speaking English right now. It feels a bit weird, but I do not care. I am training my mouth. Look at your face while you speak. Watch your mouth move. This helps you get used to your own English voice. Many learners are terrified of speaking because they have never actually heard themselves speak English. Their own English voice sounds foreign and strange to them. By talking to the mirror, you make your voice normal. You build a friendship with your own English self. Another incredible tool is your phone. You carry it everywhere. Use it. Open the voice recorder app. Set a timer for just 2 minutes. Now pick a very simple topic. Talk about your favorite food. Talk about your family. Talk about your plans for the weekend. Just speak until the timer goes off. Then comes the hardest part. You must listen to the recording. Let us be honest here. You will hate it. You will absolutely detest the sound of your own voice. You will think, do I really sound like that? This is terrible. Please do not panic. Everyone hates their own recorded voice. Even native speakers feel uncomfortable hearing themselves. It is a scientific fact. It happens because we hear our own voice differently inside our heads. Do not let this discomfort stop you. Listen to the recording like a coach, not an enemy. Do not judge yourself. Just notice things. Where did you pause for too long? Which words felt difficult to pronounce? Did you repeat the same word over and over? This is precious data. Your phone is showing you your real speaking level. It is a mirror for your speech. By listening to yourself, you become your own teacher. You will notice that you made a small grammar mistake. That is great. Now you can say the sentence again, but correctly. This is how you self-correct. This is how you polish your English without paying for an expensive class. Now let us try a daily storytelling challenge. Every single night before you close your eyes to sleep, talk to the darkness. Tell yourself a story about what happened today. Do not write it down, just speak it. Say, "Today was a busy day. I woke up and had a cup of coffee. Then I went to work. I had a long meeting with my boss. It was a bit boring. In the evening, I walked in the park. The air was cool. Now I am in bed. I am tired but happy because I practiced my English." This simple habit builds flow. It helps you connect different events. It teaches you how to tell a story from beginning to end. It moves you away from single words and into real paragraphs. It is a beautiful way to end your day. Remember, speaking is a physical skill. Your mouth has muscles. These muscles are used to your native language. They know exactly how to move to make those sounds. But English requires different movements. Your tongue must move differently. Your jaw must open differently. You cannot train these muscles by reading silently. You must make them work. Talking to yourself is the exercise your mouth needs. So stop waiting for a partner. Stop waiting for a classroom. Your room is your classroom. Your mirror is your partner. Your phone is your coach. You have everything you need right now. Open your mouth. Speak to the walls. Speak to the air. Let the words flow. The more you talk to yourself, the easier it will be to talk to others. Part 7. The compound effect of 10 minutes a day. Let us look at a major mistake that people make when trying to build a new habit. Imagine you want to get physically fit. You decide that you are going to the gym, but instead of going for a short time every day, you go once a week. You stay there for 5 hours. You lift the heaviest weights. You run until you cannot breathe. What happens to your body the next day? You are in terrible pain. You cannot move your arms. You hate the gym. You decide that working out is just too hard. You never want to go back. This is exactly how many people try to learn English. They get a sudden burst of motivation. They watch an inspiring video on Sunday night. They decide that they are going to study English for 4 hours. They open their books. They study difficult grammar rules. They memorize long lists of words until their head hurts. Then Monday comes. They are exhausted from work. They have no energy left. They do not touch English on Monday. They do not touch it on Tuesday or Wednesday either. By the time Thursday arrives, they have forgotten almost everything they learned on Sunday. They feel like failures. They think they just do not have the talent for languages. This is a massive trap. You do not need hours of free time to become fluent. You do not need to wait for the weekend to practice. You only need 10 minutes. But you must do it every single day. Consistency is the real secret of fluency. 10 minutes of daily practice is vastly more powerful than a massive 4-hour session once a week. When you practice every day, you keep the language alive in your mind. You do not let your brain forget. Your brain is a highly efficient machine. It likes to throw away information that you do not use. If you only use English once a week, your brain decides that English is not important. It deletes the files to save space. But if you use English every single day, your brain gets a very clear message. It realizes that you need this language to survive your daily life. It keeps the pathways open. It makes the mental connections stronger and faster. How do you actually fit 10 minutes into a busy life? You do not need to sit at a desk. You do not need to clear your schedule. You can break those 10 minutes down into tiny pieces throughout your day. Let us look at a very simple daily plan. In the morning, spend just 2 minutes talking to yourself. While your coffee is brewing or while you are brushing your teeth, speak out loud. Say, "Today is going to be a busy day. I have to do many tasks. I want to feel positive. I will do my best." That is 2 minutes of active practice. At lunch, take another 2 minutes. While you are waiting for your food or sitting at your desk, think in English. Say to yourself, "This food looks very good. I am eating rice and chicken. The weather outside is warm today. I need to drink more water." That is another 2 minutes. At night, before you go to sleep, spend 5 minutes. This is your main practice. You can record your voice on your phone. You can describe your day. You can talk about your feelings. Say, "Today was a long day. I felt tired in the afternoon, but I finished my work. I am happy that I practiced my English today. Tomorrow is a new chance to improve." Add up those tiny moments. 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at lunch, 5 minutes at night. That is 9 minutes of active speaking practice every day. In 1 week, that is over 1 hour of actual speaking. In 1 month, that is 4 hours. In 3 months, you will have spoken English for 12 hours. This is how fluency is built. It is not built by a single magical video. It is not built by reading a grammar book in 1 night. It is built by the quiet, daily moments of effort. It is built when you choose to speak, even when you are tired. It is built when you make English a natural part of your daily routine. Do not put massive pressure on yourself. Do not say that you will speak for 2 hours every day. That is too big. You will quit after 3 days. Start small. Keep it easy. Make it a habit that is impossible to fail. 10 minutes is nothing. Anyone can find 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes while you are commuting. You have 10 minutes while you are waiting in line. You have 10 minutes before you close your eyes at night. Stop making excuses about time. Use the small moments. They will compound into massive results. Part 8. Stepping into the real world. Now comes the ultimate test. You have practiced in front of your mirror. You have recorded your voice on your phone. You have narrated your morning routine while making coffee. All of these steps are wonderful. They build your foundation. But eventually, you have to step out of your room. You have to leave your comfort zone. You must use your English with real people in the real world. This is where the real pressure begins. When you talk to yourself, you can pause whenever you want. You can stop and search for a word for 3 minutes. There is no rush. But in a real conversation, the clock is ticking. Another person is standing right in front of you. They are waiting for your answer. You have to listen to their words. You have to understand their accent. You have to create a response in your mind, and you have to say it out loud immediately. It is completely normal to feel a sudden wave of panic. Your heart starts beating fast. Your palms get sweaty. Your throat feels dry. Your mind goes completely blank. Every single word you learned seems to vanish into thin air. You feel like a child who has forgotten how to speak. Do not be ashamed of this feeling. This is the physical reaction to pressure. It happens to everyone. It happens to public speakers. It happens to athletes. It happens to anyone who is stepping into a challenging situation. The key is not to avoid the panic. The key is to survive it. You need a set of survival tools for these high-pressure moments. When you feel the panic rising, do not run away. Do not pretend you did not hear. Instead, use simple survival phrases. These phrases are your shield. They give your brain a few extra seconds to think. You can say, "Could you please repeat that slowly?" Or you can say, "I am sorry, I did not catch that. I am still learning English." Look at how powerful these words are. They are simple, they are honest. They immediately take the pressure off your shoulders. You do not have to pretend to be a native speaker. You are telling the other person that you are on a journey. You are asking for their help. Most people in the world are incredibly kind. They are not your enemies. They are not waiting for you to fail. When you tell someone that you are learning their language, their attitude changes. They will smile. They will slow down their speech. They will use simpler words. They will try their best to help you understand. People respect effort. They know that learning a new language is hard work. They will appreciate that you are trying to connect with them. But what if someone is rude? What if someone laughs at your accent or your mistakes? This is the biggest fear for many learners. They worry about being mocked. Let us look at the truth about rude people. If someone laughs at you for trying to speak a new language, it has nothing to do with your intelligence. It has everything to do with their bad manners. It shows that they are small-minded and unkind. Their laughter is a reflection of their character, not your worth. Do not let a rude stranger rob you of your future. Keep your head high. Ignore their ignorance. Keep moving forward. Real confidence is not the absence of fear. Real confidence is when you feel the fear, but you speak anyway. You accept that your sentences might be broken. You accept that you might use the wrong tense. But you choose to connect. Every time you survive a real conversation, your brain gets stronger. You realize that the world did not end. You realize that you can handle the pressure. This is how you transition from a student to a speaker. You do not need to be perfect to start. You just need to be brave enough to open your mouth in the real world. Let us bring all of this together. Think about what English really is. It is not a barrier. It is not a test to pass. It is not a monster designed to make you feel small. English is simply a tool. It is a bridge that connects your mind to another mind. It is a way to share your story, your feelings, and your dreams with the world. When you speak, you are building that bridge. You do not need a golden bridge made of perfect grammar and rare words. A simple wooden bridge works just as well. It gets you to the other side. That is all that matters. You have all the pieces you need right now. You do not need to buy another book. You do not need to wait for a better day. The English you have in your head today is enough. It is more than enough to start. Stop hiding. Stop keeping your voice locked away in silence. Your voice has value. Your thoughts deserve to be heard. Every time you choose to speak, you are choosing to grow. You are choosing to step closer to the person you want to become. Fluency is not a final destination. It is not a trophy you win and then put on a shelf. Fluency is a lifestyle. It is a daily decision to use what you have. It is the habit of speaking when you wake up. It is the choice to think in simple English while you make your tea. It is the courage to speak to yourself in the mirror. It is the strength to survive a messy conversation and laugh at your mistakes. This is how you live the language. This is how you make it yours. You can do this. I know you can. It will feel hard at first. It will feel strange. Your heart will beat fast. Your tongue will feel heavy. But if you keep going, something beautiful will happen. The words will start to flow. The panic will turn into excitement. The silence will turn into speech. You will look back at this day and smile. you will realize that the only thing holding you back was your own fear. So make the decision today. Open your mouth. Speak slowly. Speak simply. Speak with mistakes, but speak. Let the world hear your voice. Always talk in English. Practice every single day, and watch your life change. If you want to keep practicing with me, please subscribe to my channel. We will take this journey together, step by step. Keep speaking, keep growing, and I will see you in the next video.